I'm in my bed. It was a long day. I don't enjoy to live it in my room.
Hello from my quarantined ass to yours. Today, I obviously look extremely summery. I have a lot of yellow and pink going on. I also have a clip that has a fried egg on it because one, I love fried eggs, and two, it's so fucking cute. And also, yellow and pink is kind of the theme for today. Besides the point, I'm making a video on how to wear, wow, my English sucks. Today I'm filming a video on how to wear a glowy base or a glowy face in summer. Because obviously in summer you get hot, but you don't want to look oily, but you also want to look like a beautiful glowing goddess. And if you want to know how to do that, then keep on watching. Okay, so when you are doing a glowy makeup for summer especially, you really want to hydrate your skin well, because I know that you might get oily if you hydrate your skin, but no, you must hydrate your skin so that your skin looks healthy. Especially the dry skinned people out there, really take time to like hydrate your skin properly. Now the first thing we're gonna start with, for me personally, or for anyone who has really red skin like me, I have a lot of red spots right now. Use a correct, or if you are someone who has really yellow undertones and you want to look a little bit more radiant, a little bit more bright, use a color correction primer. For people who have slightly yellowish tones and who just want to brighten up their skin a bit, use a purple colored primer. And for people who have really red spots on their face, use a green one. My favorite primers are from Makeup Forever. I use these all the time. They are absolutely the best color correction primers out there. Just gonna apply it on the cheeks and pat it in. I don't really like rubbing my skin too much. I usually just tend to pat everything in. Okay, now that we've primed and prepped our face, let's move on to the actual like glow part. So if you have a base or a primer that has radiance or glow written on it, this is the time for you to use it. I personally really like using this product called the Espoir Dewy Morning Face Glow. This product is one of my favorites. You can use this on the bare skin, you can use this on top of foundation to give that dewy glossy look. This is just really pretty, but it's really thick and goopy and you don't need a lot. And it also it's a little difficult to use in the sense that once you apply it, you have to blend it in immediately, or it starts to bunch up. So I'm gonna avoid the nose. So I apply it on the high points of my face. It takes a little bit of blending, but once it blends in, it has the most amazing finish. I also highly recommend, if you have any sort of dry patches or dry skin on your face, make sure you really blend this in if you are planning on, you know, maybe buying this product. So it just gives you a really nice smooth canvas to work with. Now I would Honestly prefer doing this without foundation, like a foundation free summer glowy look, but considering my skin, I can't do that because I do have to cover up, and just covering this whole thing up with concealer right now isn't an option. But when my skin is doing a bit better, I will also film like a foundation free version. So anyway, let's get into this. Okay, so I am using my Shiseido Synchro Skin Glow Cushion. If you are oily skinned, you might want to select something that is maybe not so glowy or not so radiant finish, because it might look a bit overboard once your oil starts coming through. But for dry skin to combo skin, this is perfect. Use a foundation that's really light, or like a BB cream, something that isn't going to feel heavy on your skin, that's just gonna sit on your skin and look amazing. Use something like that. And yeah, use something like that. Make sure it's not very heavy. I'm just gonna zoom you in a bit. So I really love using cushion foundations because they're just so easy to apply and reapply and touch up, and it's just such a pleasing thing. Like, I just love cushions. So if you can, if you get the chance, you should try the Innisfree Cushion Foundation. So when you apply a cushion, you just pick up a little bit of the product on the sponge. Sometimes you can pick up too much. In that case, you can just remove the excess on the back here. So I am just really taking very less product. You want to concentrate most product on the like the inner parts of your face, the thickest, where your skin is the thickest, like your cheeks, your the middle of your forehead, your chin, and then apply it like this and then spread out the remaining on the rest of your face. And you wanna dab, not rub, not smudge, just tap it. I really love this cushion because it just has the most amazing finish for my preference. Of course, even people who have combi skin don't have to use something so glowy. But if you really want that sort of glow, then this is the best option, in my opinion, personally. And cushions are just so light and so just easy, no fuss, no nothing. You really don't want to be carrying a foundation with you for touch-ups and this and that. Okay, as you can see, me applying this cushion on my face, it doesn't look like I have makeup on at all. I mean, of course I haven't done my forehead, so leave that away, but it really doesn't look like, I have like layers of makeup on, and it just looks so alive. Now for your forehead, this is a tip that I really want to emphasize on. When you apply too much makeup on your forehead, it's a dead giveaway that you're wearing makeup. So, and obviously in summer you're gonna sweat, you're gonna be icky, and it's just not a pleasing thing. So once you pick up the product, just like remove excess, or if you're using liquid foundation or whatever, just pick up a really small amount of product, and just to even out the color of your forehead and match your forehead with your face, but that's about it. You don't want a thick layer of foundation on your forehead ever. Like, this applies to all makeup. And don't forget to match your neck to your face. I am not doing that because I am sitting at home and I don't want to waste product. But always make sure you match your neck to your face, always. Okay, so now that we're done with our foundation, let's move on to concealer. I personally like using two different concealers, one for my under eye and one for my face. So usually if I don't have much to cover, I just skip concealer altogether. But today I have some stuff I want to cover, so I am using the Wake Make Cover Concealer. I always like to put concealer on my face first in the areas that need it, but I like applying really less amount of product. I just want it to be a very thin layer and not, you know, just taking 2-3 dips of concealer and just like pasting it on your face. The less you use, the better. Even if you need more coverage, use less product and follow the tips I'm giving you. We are only applying it where we need to. And then going in with my under eye concealer. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind. I love this because it is super light. It doesn't crease too much, and it really makes your under eyes look healthy. I'm applying a very, very, very minimal amount. I don't like too much concealer under the eyes. That can actually make your under eyes look darker sometimes. Or it just makes them look really cakey and heavy, and we don't want that. So if your under eyes are really bad, just use a corrector. Don't go straight in with a concealer. Use a corrector. Usually if it's like slightly darkish blue, just use a peach. If you're my skin tone, use a peach. If you're slightly darker, then if you're like a medium skin tone, use like a deep peach. And if you're really if you're dark skinned, then use an orange or like a really deep peach, and then apply concealer if needed. Usually color correction does it. Those are tips from pro makeup artists, so follow. Okay, so my camera stopped filming, but all I've done is just blend my under eye concealer. I used a beauty blender, and when I blend out my concealer, I always look up and blend it in like this so that there is no creasing and the concealer can spread evenly everywhere. And then when I want to blend my face, I use a brush because I want a little bit more coverage on my face, and brushes give you better coverage than a sponge. And you always want to pat. No smudge, no circles, no dragging. Pat, 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 pat. Okay. Now, I actually don't mind if my face isn't, like my scars and my pimples or whatever aren't completely 100% covered. I don't mind if it shows through a bit. So, I just think it looks more natural, more skin-like. And you want your skin to look like skin. You know, you don't want your skin to look like you have 20 layers of makeup on, especially in the summer. Okay, so my biggest thing to have your skin look radiant and glowy is avoid powders as much as you can. Of course, if you have oily skin, that's not possible. But carry blotting paper with you and use a very, very thin powder. Okay, dry skin people, just stick to cream products. Cream is the best. Combi skin people can do either or, doesn't really matter. I'm combination skin, by the way. Okay, so in that topic, I am going to use a cream bronzer today. This is the Fenty Beauty Match Stick in Caramel. the way I like using these sticks is first I like to rub them onto the back of my hand to warm it up a bit, and then I will go on to my face. Map out how I want to bronze. And then just blend it. I again pat into the skin. Always want to pat. This honestly isn't my contour shade, it's more of like a warming up my skin, but I don't really feel like contouring today, so I'm just gonna do that. But if you do want to contour, just use a darker color. But when you are picking your contour shade, make sure that there is no redness or orange undertones to your concealer or whatever you're going to use to contour. You always want something that's very gray, very neutral, because that's what shadow, that's how you are going to get a sculpted face. Because when you use something that's very neutral, it gives you a shadow. When you use something bronzy, gold, whatever else, that is bronzing. That is not going to sculpt your face. If you want to sculpt your face, use a neutral color. A color like this is gonna bronze your skin, not sculpt it. So I'm just taking what was on the back of my hand and kind of sculpting my nose with it. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're gonna go back into our sponge. We're gonna pick up some powder, preferably loose powder, on a very like fluffy brush. Always blend your concealer before you powder. So, ouch, look up, blend it in. Don't look down, keep looking up. Apply the tiniest amount of powder. I personally don't really get oily on the cheeks and stuff, so I am not going to powder my cheeks. If you are dry skinned, you honestly don't have to do this either. Unless you want to set your concealer, then just use a very like thin layer of powder. And then for my combi skinned people, you guys can just set your forehead, your nose, and basically your T-zone if you want. I don't want to do that, so I won't. But again, I always like a tip to control oil throughout the day while pulling off a glowy makeup is blotting sheets. Carry them with you. Carry a mini like powder with you and blot your oil off and then powder. If you powder straight up on the oil, it starts building up the powder again, and then you know your makeup starts bunching up together. Instead, if you blot your skin and then put powder on it, it just sits better. So that's another tip. Okay, let's move on to the blush. Rather than using a blush, today I'm gonna use the Style Nanda the 3CE Smoothing Lip Tint. This is in the color Dollified. This is a really pretty hot pink, as you can see. I am definitely in like a summer mood. So I'm just gonna apply a tiny bit on the cheek. You wanna work quickly because this is a lip tint, so I'm definitely, I think, focusing more on my cheeks today rather than my eyes. What I personally really like doing, especially during summer, is just make my cheeks look flushed, but not like I'm having a heat stroke and dying. Just enough. Okay, I don't recommend this tint as a blush, but I wanted a hot, oh fuck, I have a hot pink blush. Oops, my bad. Anywho, okay, so once you're blushed up, I'm going to add product on my nose because I love having a pink nose. I'm just using a sponge to take off excess product. And when you fuck up like this, just take your foundation brush or your cushion puff, go over the part that you wanna like minimize. It'll calm down the pigment a bit. Just don't pick up any more product. Okay, I'm sure my blush looks over the top, but my eyes aren't done yet, so yeah. Okay, moving on to the eyebrows. I'm gonna comb them. I did my brows at home. I like tweezed them because they were just getting out of control. Anyway, I'm using the Brow Lash X brow pencil. You can use any brow pencil or whatever brow product you want. I haven't used an actual eyebrow pencil in months.
I'm in my bed. It was a long day. I don't enjoy the living in my room, but now I'm melting in my bed. So worried, maybe I am about it. This song is quite cute because I am kinda cute. Thank you for listening my song.
I'm honestly not very precise when I fill my brows in.
Song. I hope you feel relaxing when you listen to this song. Let me tell you some amazing.
Now I'm gonna set my brows with the 24-hour brow setter by Benefit. Combing them up. Okay, so now that we're done with the brows, because now it looks like I have too much brow. The end result is more important. So I like to, when I'm doing looks like these, I like to really keep everything sort of like monochrome, kind of just keep it cohesive. So the blush, so the first thing I'm gonna do is just define my crease. I'm using this pinky mauve color. This is the Clio Simply Pink Pro Eye Palette.
Back to 6 since I was 6 years old, but I didn't know I would make a song. But when I tried it, it wasn't real amazing. I'm not famous, I don't make money.
I'm only applying the tiniest amount, and then I'm just gonna take a little bit more product, buff it on the bottom of my lash line. Now I'm gonna take the 3CE Tickle Layer blush in Hollyhock, and I am going to warm it up on my fingers. And you know, you want to just use a really, of course, I mean, unless you want like a massive unless you want like a proper eye look, I'm just showing you like a very minimal sort of a look. Just apply a little bit of the blush on your lids, maybe under eyes if you would want. I'm applying like a very small amount. just to like bring it all together. I'm going to take my tier eyeliner. This is the one, this is number 3. I'm applying that on the bottom only to give a little bit of shimmer. I'm gonna curl my lashes.
I'm in my bed. It was a long day. I don't enjoy to living in my room.
I'm using a brown mascara today. I just want everything to be very light. This is a mascara from Heroine Make. It is the Steady Brown Volume and Curl Mascara. In summer, you must wear waterproof mascara, especially if you're gonna wear makeup, because you might be sweating, you might, you know, just be oily, whatever. Your mascara will smudge, it'll get everywhere. Maybe not on your bottom, top lashes, but on your bottom lashes, it can get on your lash line. So even if you're wearing normal mascara on the top lashes, just wear waterproof on the bottom.
But now I'm melting in my bed. So maybe I am a Buddha.
You know, you can pick your own color scheme, you can do whatever you want with your eyes. It's your free will.
This makes me really happy. What?
Okay, so now my biggest tip for your skin to look like it is glowing from within. Oily skinned people can skip this step completely, but for my dry skin people especially, and for like combi skin, a beam or a glow stick is your best friend, or Vaseline. That works just as well. This is the 3CE beam stick, bright beam stick. It's basically nothing but a balm, a glowy balm that you use to highlight your skin. Do you see that, what that does to the skin? This kind of product, or even if you just use Vaseline, is going to give you a sheen on your skin that just looks like, oh fuck, your skin is amazing. So I just apply this kind of not just on my cheekbone, but kind of like all over. Not all over, but mostly on the cheekbone area.
What I'm talking about, so I am in.
And the best part about this kind of a product is that it doesn't make your skin look oily, but it also makes your skin look so good. On the nose.
My bed is so warm and it was just pop a tad. I'm happy. Our guys have.
Just make sure you don't rub this, because it can separate your foundation. Just be careful with it. If you see the sheen that it is giving on me on the cheeks, it's insane. This is literally like the key point. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this and apply it on my lids. Since I don't really have like major makeup going on my eyes, I would like the sheen to follow the eyes. Just applying a little bit. And then I'm going to use the same lip tint I used on the cheeks, which was a terrible mistake because now I have spots on my face everywhere from the stain. But whatever.
Baby, not. But don't think happiness is difficult. I hope.
Using this as a very light base, I'm going to apply the Makeup Face Volume C something something, I don't really remember what it's called. It's a lip gloss. It's a plumping lip gloss.
You feel happy when you listen to this song. Thank you for listening my song.
And I'm just adding a little bit of sheen to my lips to make everything come together. Okay, now you can't, because it is summer, your makeup can sweat, can run. You shouldn't forget fixing your face in place with a mist. So I am using the Prep and Prime by I'm using the Fix Plus by MAC. From a distance, and now we dry it. You need to fix your face, you need to set your face, and if you're not using powder, more so that your cream products don't move around, setting spray is the best option. It's also going to really give you a healthy glow all over your face. If you've applied too much powder on your face by accident, it's going to control the powder, it's going to make it melt into your skin. Fixing spray is the best, honestly. So make sure you use it. If you want to see more videos or you have particular suggestions, leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you all next time.